My goal has been to speak to the whole girl, which is why the book has been separated into sections called Body, Mind, and Heart. The values and lessons discussed in the following pages address all parts of a girl's life. It wasn't that long ago that I was an adolescent myself, feeling awkward, pressured, and uncertain. I still feel that way plenty of times. I hope that by sharing my story and the lessons I've learned, I can encourage and inspire others to dream and believe. 1. Body. Chapter 1. Dream and Believe. The assessment was delivered in one cold, short sentence. Jenny's not a championship pitcher. With that, my softball coach slammed the door on my dreams, on my self-image, on my future. He told my father in no uncertain terms that I was not a winner, not a champion. I was 12 years old. That could have been the end of my story right there. It would make for a very short book, a pamphlet really, titled Not a Champion by Jenny Finch. That's what would have happened if I allowed someone else to define me, if I accepted someone else's limits on myself, if I let another person tell me who I was rather than listen to my own dreams. Instead, I chose to believe in myself. Falling in love with sports. My father, Doug, believed in me too. He had seen me fall in love with the game of softball, growing and learning, eager for bigger challenges. He had seen me battle as hard as any boy. And with 2 older sons, he had worked with plenty of boys and young men. He knew that I was tough and strong. He knew that I could be a champion. I started playing softball when I was 5. My parents first noticed that I had a strong arm when we were spending Christmas with my grandparents in Iowa. A California kid, I was thrilled by the snow. I packed a snowball and tossed it so far that no one saw where it landed. Mom and Dad looked at each other. How did their little girl get such an arm? Whether it was heaving snowballs or softballs, I loved to throw and catch. In our family, we were avid fans of the Los Angeles Dodgers, who played not far from our home in La Mirada, California. Mom was actually the biggest fan, sharing season tickets with friends at work. She used to take my brothers and me to games. When the Dodgers won the World Series in 1988, we were all thrilled. My dream was to play for the Dodgers. I didn't know any better. While my dreams of playing Major League Baseball were far off in the future, my present was filled with softball. I loved the game. I loved hitting, fielding, sweating, getting dirty, working in the batting cage, being with teammates. And most of all, I loved pitching. I loved having the ball in my hand at the start of every play when my team was in the field. I loved being involved. Pretty soon, my parents started getting advice from people in the softball world. They saw I had some talent and suggested I should spread my wings and find a more competitive league. Some people in our community thought I should stay in La Mirada. For me, that was the start of learning about politics and sports. My parents wanted to do what was best for me, and they were teaching me that I should strive to be the best I can be. But sometimes that means going against what everyone else is doing. Eventually, I joined a powerhouse travel ball team called the Firecrackers. It was such a big deal to make that team, and they had invited me for a tryout. They wanted me. I was so proud. I was one of the younger players. Most of the girls were a year older than me. They were physically more mature than I was, and they had all played together for a few years. I felt naive and intimidated, like an outsider trying to break into their little clique. I worked hard to overcome my shyness and tried to make friends with my new teammates and fit into this dominating team. But every time my turn would come up to pitch in a tournament championship game, the coach always found an excuse not to pitch me. Over and over again, he'd pitch his daughter or some other girl, but never me. Finally.